Hello and welcome to Insights from an Autistic. I am Rahman Kodai. I am 26 years old and on the autism spectrum. Who to go to for autism help? This is not a video for the parents necessarily. To an extent it is, but this is about who to go to if you are autistic or have Asperger's syndrome or on the autism spectrum. Who do you go to help you out? A lot of times, and especially in school or even later on in life, you're referred to like a psychologist, or you have the school helper. The thing is that sometimes the best people to go to help you work on your autism, work on your social skills, work on making eye contact, work on all these things. It's not necessarily from someone with a PhD or an ABA therapist or whatever. A lot of times that person is not necessarily the best person to go to. No offense, there's a lot of good psychologists out there, but there's also a lot of them who really do not understand autism. They take it from a very textbook, literal perspective. And it's not their fault necessarily. That's how it's taught in school. In school, in the classes, a lot of college classes, even master's classes, PhD classes, they look at the textbook, they study it from a textbook perspective. They don't go out into the field. They don't see the variety of autism, and it's really a problem of how it's taught. And sometimes the people with PhDs don't look at people on the autism spectrum as human. I mean, they know that we're human, but they look at it from a very analytical perspective. And you really have to, someone has to really understand the autism train of thought, how to follow someone's train of thought, how to connect with that person based on where they're going with their train of thought. We, for the most part, I am, and I know many other people on the autism spectrum are very one-minded. We have one or two goals, and everything is to get to that goal. And so we need someone that understands that and can work with that. So sometimes you're in a psychologist's office, and it's very one-sided. The psychologist has a certain belief set, and they're really they're just sometimes trying to talk to you based on their beliefs, that they don't necessarily try to get to know you. You need to have someone that's going to really get to know you, someone who's really going to try to connect. So who do you go to for help? Who do you go to? The psychologist, it's a good option if you don't know any other options. Some psychologists are better than other psychologists, so you might have to do your research. Finding that mentor is really the key. So sometimes it's finding a peer. Of course, if you have troubles making friends, this can be a problem, and for many of us, that's already a huge problem. So, sometimes a teacher, not even necessarily a special ed teacher, but sometimes a teacher can be a good friend and give good guidance, and they might not necessarily even have the training or even understanding, but they might understand you as a person, and really, that's what it comes down to. Someone that can understand as a person. Now, someone who can understand as a person also really understands, and who also really understands autism, is an exceptional person, and that type of person is rare to come by. But those are the best. I mean, there's people who understand autism, well, sort of. Then they're like the PhD people. But then there are people who understand you. Then people who understand you and also understand autism. So that's there's obviously there's those three different categories to really look at. So you want to find someone that can understand you. In other words, someone that might not be a friend, but can be an acquaintance, who can be a mentor, a teacher, maybe someone who runs into an autism group like I run my autism group, so maybe you can find someone there. You might be able to find friends there. So searching for an autism group is a great idea, but different autism groups are run by different people. Some groups are run by people with autism, and some people on the autism spectrum run the groups. We have our own problems to overcome. So some people might be better at connecting with you than others, so you might need to go to a different group to get what you need. And then there's the psychologist, and some psychologists again that are better than others. Some really do desire to connect, and I've met a couple who really do have that desire to really learn and understand and go beyond what was taught to them in a textbook. And so the key is to finding these right people, and to just keep trying and to keep looking around. So you can't just say, oh, this didn't work out, I'm giving up. So that's the problem. Too often we just give up. you can't give up. Whether you're a parent trying to find something for your child, or if you're someone on the autism spectrum, you got to keep going. And if something's not working out, then quit it. But if you're getting some results, then keep trying to fit until you find something that you get better results with. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to just give up on something because you're not getting the results that you need. So hopefully that makes sense here. So just so with that said, that's exactly what you need to look for. Someone who understands you as a person. And then, someone who can work, because if they understand you as a person, that they'll know they'll really work with you. So, find those people, keep trying, do not give up. Do not give up. Alright, so that is my video of today. There will be more videos of awesomeness, I promise you. And I wish everyone an awesome day of awesomeness. Thank you.